So I'm going to demonstrate a psoas release and a diaphragm release using what's called the Coregeous ball. This is awesome. It's from Tune Up Fitness. I would recommend getting one of these. If you don't have one of these, you could roll up a towel or something a little bit softer. You don't want anything too hard. This ball has give to it. Remember that the abdominal muscles, they don't have like bony structures. Our organs here do not have bony structures to protect them. So these core muscles are meant to be a little bit more protective in nature. So if we go in and just kind of start grinding right in on those muscles, these might try to protect us, and it's harder to give in and settle into the pressure. So you want some give. So Coregeous ball is awesome. It's a little bit deflated, as it should be for this. So I would highly recommend talking with your physical therapist or your healthcare provider before doing this, because it can be a little bit more, have more intensity, but it has a lot of benefits and value too. So basically we're gonna be taking this ball, we're gonna be starting at your hip flexor down here. So you can kind of find your pelvis. So here's the ASIs, or these bony prominences in the front of my hip. You're gonna start with the ball right onto there. So when you're there, you're gonna be laying on top of it, and you're just gonna be breathing into that. Starting here is just safer to our nervous system. It's a little bit less intense here. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna be breathing about 2 to 5 breaths in this position, and I'm slowly gonna be bringing the ball up a little bit higher. Here's my rib cage, so I'm really not going any higher than that, because now I'm in my rib cage. So right under, feel for your rib cage. We're gonna be there. Then we're gonna be walking across to my other rib cage, and then all the way down to my hip flexor. So I'm working around there, and again, about 3 to 5 breaths at each spot, and if you want to, you can stay there for longer. I also recommend having the ball on your side and laying on your side with it too. So I'm gonna show you that here. So I'm gonna take the ball, I have it right at my hip flexor on my right side. From here, I can stay up just right on my elbows, just like this. This feels pretty safe, pretty good. I always say you want to be able to breathe and you want to feel safe. If those two things feel like they're happening and the intensity is feeling okay, then you can lower yourself down farther onto the ball here. And once I'm here, I'm settling in, I'm focusing on a few breaths. And just for the time purposes, I'm going to go a little bit faster, but I'm going to bring that up a little bit higher. So I just brought that up like maybe half of the ball width, or 1/4 of the ball width. This is, you can already tell, a little bit more intense. So I'm gonna stay up here for a moment on my elbows. I'm still relaxing everywhere. My butt's relaxing. I'm not holding any. The only thing that's on is my elbow, kind of my shoulder is holding me up here slightly. So from here, I'm just thinking of breathing in to the ball, belly, sides, and then as I exhale, I'm just sinking in a little bit more. And I can tell I already want to lower down a little bit farther onto the ball here. And while I'm here, breathing, oh, that feels good. Belly, back, sides. Bladders around here, bowels are down here. So if you do want to probably make sure you don't have to go to the bathroom when you do this, or at least not urinate, because it does just make you feel like you have to go. So I'm just easing, sinking into that a little bit more every time. So I would stay there a little bit longer because that feels really good, but I would just slowly start to work my way up. Same thing, start up here, see if you can lower down. This is another good place that I could work. I can feel that that's sore too. Again, you can use a rolled up towel. I wanted to show you though how you could also, and I would recommend to put it onto your side. So technically I put it on this side at that moment, but for the video, I have this ball, I have my rib cage, I have my hip bone right in between there. There's not a lot of space. There's usually like 2 or 3 fingers there. There's not a ton. So I'm on my side with the ball here, and I am breathing into the ball, belly, and my back. And I'm just kind of sinking into that. I can turn a little bit more. So I'm rotating towards the ball here, just so you can see that. And I'm just kind of sinking in. So our QL muscle, or quadratus lumborum muscle, is very deep. It's not really truly touching that muscle here, but it is giving just some increased awareness to that side of our body. And I could even rotate back a little bit more. And then same thing. Every exhale, you're just sinking into the ball a little bit more, settling in a little bit more. So I am put on a song, a long song,
some calm, maybe it's some 10-minute meditation, and just take this ball and start moving it around to different places and just seeing if you can breathe and settle into that. Start
lower down onto the hip area. Just be careful with the bladder. You're not going to harm yourself. It just makes us feel like we have to go to the bathroom. It's not very pleasant, and that's not the goal or the intention of using the ball. And then work your way up to the rib cage, and then across and down, and stay where it feels like you need to be, and stay. If you're getting fight or flight response or feeling like I don't want to do this anymore, then we're not doing it anymore. You're just going to take a break, because that's not the goal or the intention of using the ball. It's meant to be a way to massage these muscles in a way that's calming without feeling I have to be able to breathe and I have to feel safe. So if those two things aren't really happening, then I am going to use a different surface, try again later, or just take a break from it. So yeah, Coregeous ball. Hope you found that helpful.